Hello, this is Tom Julius, Director of Academic Assessment for Antioch University. I'm talking today about the 2017-18 Annual Program Reviews. First, let's take a look at what we mean when we say academic assessment. When academics use the word assessment, you have to listen carefully because they could be referring to one or more multiple levels of scale within the university. Sometimes assessment refers to student achievement and evidence of student learning, such as papers, projects, presentations, internships, or practica. Typically, we give students feedback on their learning using rubrics, ratings, and narratives. Or when someone says assessment, they may mean the feedback that students give to us via course evaluations. At the program level, assessment refers to program effectiveness. We have several types of reviews used for assessing program effectiveness. Today, we're talking about annual program reviews, but before we do, we also have university-level outcomes called core attributes. And in this year's annual program reviews, part of our work has to do with the coherence of the core attributes with these other levels of scale, specifically program level outcomes and evidence of student learning. So let's look now at what we'll be doing in the 2017-18 annual program reviews, keeping in mind that the purpose of program reviews is for faculty, as professional communities of practice, to take stock of student achievement and feedback, reflect on program effectiveness, and examine coherence across the system. This is the 2017 Annual Program Review form that was distributed in this year's packet of program review materials. There are three aspects highlighted that we're focusing on: updating the program profile, reporting and planning on cycles of inquiry, and mapping the core attributes. We'll take each of these in turn. All of the materials we'll look at are in the 2017-18 Annual Program Review packet, and throughout this webinar, I will provide links to resources and at the end, let you know who you can go to on your campus for support. So let's look at section 1, updating the program profile. The program profile is a web-based repository of program assessment materials. The first part of the annual program review asks you to look at the materials in the profile for your program and update anything that needs to be revised. The program profile can be found on all the Antioch websites in the faculty and staff area of the resources page. Go ahead and pause this presentation if you want to write this URL down or take a screenshot. Sections 2 and 3 of the annual program review form refer to cycles of inquiry. A cycle of inquiry is the process by which faculty work together as a professional community of practice to identify questions critical to their program related to student learning, collect data relevant to the question, analyze those data results, make plans based on what they found out, and finally report via the program review and take action on those plans. For a full description of the cycle of inquiry, consult the Academic Assessment System and Program Review Manual. This manual is located at the same website location as the program profile. The final part of this year's annual program review asks for an updated core attribute map. The core attributes are Antioch's student learning outcomes that every student, regardless of program, academic level, or campus, will acquire during their studies with us. The attributes provide a coherent thread from the university mission to all our program outcomes and students' actual work. Faculty mapped an earlier draft of core attributes last year. The maps were reviewed, and this somewhat revised set of attributes was affirmed by the University Academic Council. This year, programs are aligning their program learning outcomes with each attribute and identifying the primary evidence that students produce to show mastery of each outcome. Ultimately, the purpose of annual program reviews is for faculty as professional communities of practice to take stock of the program's work with students, reflect on the program effectiveness, and make plans for program development and change. When functioning well, all the elements of the annual program review will be used by faculty working in those communities of practice. But the program review process can sometimes seem burdensome and complex. For every campus and university-wide program, there is an assessment resource team member ready to work with you and a web page to support your work. Please utilize these people and resources. The program review work we do together as a professional community of practice will help us to ensure that we are fulfilling the promises we make to our students and to one another. Thank you for all your hard work, and stay in touch.